take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
Every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. Why I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs. You know what's going on. Man, now we're after dark. No LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers. Go.
You ready? You ready? Kissing is a habit and fucking is a game. Guy gets all the pleasure and the girl gets all the pain. He says I love you and you believe it's true. When you tell me something, say what the hell is. 10 minutes of pleasure and now it's a pain. Baby's in the hospital, baby that I name. The baby's the bastard, the mother's the whole. There's never what happened to the mother. The baby grows up and the mother dies. All that's left is suicide. Once upon a father, but always his lies. But it seems like there is no lie. Takes his gun and lowers his eyes. Stupid. But zizzle my dizzle, good zizzle. Grizzles. But dizzle, but gizzle, good zizzle. NFL Week 15, baby. Monday Night Football. Falcons versus Raiders. Vikings versus the Birds.
And now, Mike's thoughts.
San Francisco 49ers linebacker Devontae Campbell has been officially suspended for 3 games by the San Francisco 49ers for refusing to go into game on Thursday versus the LA Rams. Now, if you guys do not know what has been happening, Campbell was the starter for most of the season when Dre Greenlaw was recovering from his Achilles tendon tear during the Super Bowl last year versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Dre Greenlaw has then been since activated, and he did start versus the LA Rams. Now, Devondre Campbell was like, I don't feel like playing. Second quarter, Dre Greenlaw gets a little banged up, and Campbell's like, nah, I'm good. I'm dealing with some stuff over here. Third quarter rolls around. Dre Greenlaw is officially out for the rest of the game. And Campbell's like, no, I'm good. General manager, Mr. John Lynch, comes walking down and says, Campbell, if you don't want to play, see yourself out the door. Escorted him off the field. Said, get out of here. We don't want you no more. And like I said, Campbell has been suspended for 3 games. Now, many people are saying, well, why not just cut him? Why not just waive him? Why not do this, or this, right? When you get suspended, you don't get paid, right? Your contract, you don't get your game check. So he is going to go without pay for the rest of the month. Christmas is going to be a little thin because he's getting a little thin in the wallet, right? Now, if you were to cut him or to waive him, he would still get those dollar bills. But this goes beyond that. At what point do you feel so entitled that you are going to be like, you know what? I'm not going to play. You're in the freaking NFL, man. You are in the NFL. Many people, many college athletes, many high school athletes, hell, many people that are on the couch right now that just got done playing in the NFL would love to be in your position. An opportunity to step on the field, the opportunity to get a tackle, the opportunity to hit some people, the opportunity to get paid for the game that you love. And you're like, nah, I'm good. Now, you can say you have stuff going on upstairs. You have outside stuff doing this, whatever. What I tell my kids each and every time they step on the football field, each and every time they step on in between the white lines, is you get to live life as loud as you want for the next 3 hours. From 3 o'clock until 6 o'clock, it doesn't matter that you failed the test. It doesn't matter that your girlfriend's cheating on you. It doesn't matter that you don't have food in the cupboards. Like none of that stuff matters. For the next 3 hours, when you step between these white lines, when you put on my shoulder pads, when you put on my helmet, you get to live life as loud as you want. Enjoy it. So Campbell, I don't know what you got going on. I really don't care. But the simple fact of the matter that you refuse to go in and to say, and you think that your NFL career is going to continue? Come on, man. Be better than that. That is stupid. That is asinine. That's a 10, that's 11. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really wanna try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckcountry here with the Man Hour. Over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page or check out the blog section as well. But most importantly, guys, check out the merchandise page. Head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page. We got the Fugazi merch. We got the maybe next year since 1957 merch. We got the Kansas City Chiefs playoff merch. We got the Vikings playoff merch. We got a lot of merch happening over there. Of course, we got the Man Hour signature merch as well, designed by yours truly, and dropping next week. Actually, dropping by the end of the week. We got the Trip Buck merch. my man TB, my little dude says, hey, I want a shirt, daddy. You know what, buddy? The TB merch is out there. We're going to design some TB merch strictly designed behind my man's, because he wants to be like his daddy. He wants to be like his daddy. But guys, it is Monday edition of the Man Hour NFL show, live, raw, uncut NFL talk. We got some Monday night games happening tonight. We got the Minnesota Vikings take on the Chicago Bears. Of course, we got the Atlanta Falcons take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Go, guys. Those games are streaming over there on our Discord if you want to go over there and check it out. But we do got a great story for you guys live today. We got to talk about the Buffalo Bills take on the Detroit Lions. Did the Buffalo Bills just prove that they're the best team in the NFL? Did they just come out and said, hold my beer, we are them? And then Dan Campbell, risk it no biscuit himself, went for it yet again. But this time, did it ultimately cost their season? Not the game, but did the season officially get wrapped up because of Dan Campbell's risk it no biscuits platform? And then, was this a Super Bowl preview? Was this legit a Super Bowl preview? Lions versus good old Detroit Lions. Was that a true Super Bowl preview? Simple answer to the question is no. It was. Slow it down, baby. Don't shoot the messenger. Then the Steelers versus Eagles. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown had their little beef earlier in the week, but now are the Philadelphia Eagles, are they the best team in the NFC? Let's talk about the best with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Were they exposed on Sunday? We got to talk about that. And was this a Super Bowl preview? Steelers versus Eagles. Was that a Super Bowl preview? Man, Week 15 was a full of Super Bowl previews, and of course we got a little bit of factors and a little bit of crap coming up as well. Hour number 2 over here at Man Hour. Patrick Mahomes, should he sit out for the rest of the season? David Montgomery, he is officially out. Is this the injury that the Detroit Lions officially cannot lose? Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow go head-to-head. Who is out? Spoiler alert, Zach Taylor is out. And the Commanders giving up 6 sacks versus the Saints? No blitz sacks with the Saints? Are they the worst team in the NFC? Are the Washington Commanders the worst team in the NFC? But guys, this is a live interactive show. Be sure to comment down below. I will answer the comments as I can, as I will be watching the games, as you're watching the games, as we're watching Man Hour live. So I will be in the comments below checking it out. But let's go ahead and get started in today's show. Let's go ahead and get it started. And let's talk about those Buffalo Bills. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills rolling over the Detroit Lions. That's right. They flat out dominated. Let's just be honest. Now, they did light up the scoreboard. Both teams did light up the scoreboard, and the Buffalo Bills did come out on top. And Josh Allen showed us why he is the MVP of the NFL. But let's just be honest. The Buffalo Bills outplayed the Detroit Lions in every aspect of the game, from offense to defense to special teams to coaching. They were out-coached, they were outplayed, they were out-muscled, they were out-Detroit-lined at the end of the day. So when we look at this game, Buffalo Bills taking on the Detroit Lions, can we officially say that the Buffalo Bills are the best team in the NFL? Not in the AFC, but in the NFL. Guys, I loved what the Buffalo Bills did last night. They played a complete game from start to finish. Yes, they did take their defensive foot off of the gas in the fourth quarter to let the Detroit Lions score a couple late touchdowns to really keep the game interesting. Let's just be flat out honest about that. But the Buffalo Bills did outplay the Detroit Lions in every aspect of the game. Offense, outplayed them. Defense, outplayed them. Special teams, outplayed them. They even got outcoached. Yes, Ben Johnson did make some offensive adjustments after they were down 14-0, getting shut out. And then it was a shootout, right? But too little, too late, right? They could not stop the Lions offense. When I say they could not stop the Lions offense, that means the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills did jump out early, 14-0. However, Ben Johnson, one of the greatest offensive coordinators that we've seen in recent history, made some adjustments, and the Buffalo Bills could not stop the Detroit Lions offense. The defense of the Buffalo Bills is the biggest reason why I am not jumping on their bandwagon 100% right now. Their defense is just not very good. When you give up that many points to a hobbled Detroit Lions team, it makes you want to scratch your head a little bit. Yes, I understand the offense is relatively healthy, right? Yes, I understand that David Montgomery did go down in that game, but they still had the core of the offense in there. And when you cannot stop the Detroit Lions after that first quarter, that shows a little concern to me. So when you want to be put on top as the best team in the NFL, you are going to need a pretty good defense, right? You need a defense that just doesn't get walked all over like they did on Sunday. Let's just be honest. Now, when we look at their defensive stats, right, they are ranked 14th in total defense. In pass defense, they are ranked 9th in the NFL. In rush defense, it does get a little dicey, right? They don't know how to stop the run very well, but they are ranked 19th, giving up 123 yards per game so far this season. Clearly, the Buffalo's defense is their weakness. Clearly, their defense is just not up to par with some of the other teams out there. So when you look at the Buffalo Bills, guys, the question is, are they the best team in the NFL? And the answer to that question is no, they are not the best team in the NFL. I don't think they're even the best team in the AFC. I wouldn't even put them in the top 3 in the AFC right now, because we've seen a team that played very good football on Sunday, and that is the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are starting to come around a little bit, right? They're starting to figure themselves out. They needed that bye week. Now, their defense is still suspect, right? But I think right now, potentially, if the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills were to go head-to-head, the Ravens would probably come on top because their defense is just a little bit better, right? And, of course, you do have the best team in the AFC and the Kansas City Chiefs. But we digress from that because I don't want to be called a homer or this or whatever, right? So, guys, in the comments below, do you guys legitimately think that the Buffalo Bills are the best team in the NFL? And I can tell you, in my power rankings, they are probably going to reflect more than likely that they are the best team in the NFL, barring some crazy outcome tonight between the Vikings and the Bears. The Buffalo Bills will probably be the best team in the NFL in my power rankings. So I want to preface this by saying that my power rankings are what I project them to do the next week. So week 16, can they go head-to-head, right? Can they beat teams head-to-head? And I think going into next week, week 16, the Buffalo Bills will probably be able to beat all of the teams in the NFL. So, guys, in the comments below, do you guys think that the Buffalo Bills are the best team in the NFL? On the other side of the coin, the Detroit Lions, they have been deemed one of the best teams in the NFL. They were actually number 1 in my power rankings last week. The Bucs power ranking curse is still live and still in effect, much like the Honolulu flu, right? But Dan Campbell, my man, risk it, no biscuit, Mr. Dan Campbell himself. Let's talk about Dan Campbell. Let's talk about his inability to really understand situations, right? Dan Campbell went for an onside kick with 12 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. The Lions were at that time just scored a touchdown, giving them only down by 10 points. Now, when we first saw that, when we first interacted with it over there on the Facebook page, I said, onside kick, what is going on, right? And many other people said, this is why the Lions are going to lose. This is why the Lions are going to lose. You guys can go over there, right? Lions fans were very, very upset that he went for the onside kick. But I got to ask the question, guys, did that onside kick with 12 minutes left to go in the game, did that cost them the game? Now, when you look at the thought process here, I'm going to try to put myself in Dan Campbell's shoes. I'm going to try to put myself in this said situation, right? You were down 14-0 in the first quarter. Shock and awe, holy crap, what just happened, right? Then you battled in the second quarter. Buffalo Bills missed the field goal. You get the ball back. You drive right down the field. If you would have made that field goal or scored a touchdown on that drive, that would have been the whole different outcome of the whole entire game. Let's just be flat out honest. So if you want to point to one single factor of what cost them the game, missed field goal right before halftime, that probably ultimately cost them the game. But let's go over to this fourth quarter with 12 minutes left to go. Down by 10 points, onside kick. Nowadays in the NFL, you have to say you're going to declare for an onside kick. Nowadays in the NFL, there's no surprise. There is no sneak attack. It is what it is. Onside kick is pretty much a lost art. Kicking in general is kind of a lost art, especially kickoff and kickoff return, right? But in this aspect of the game, at this point of the game, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills offense was rolling. They were unstoppable at this particular point. The Lions could not stop them. Dan Campbell had a pulse on his team in this situation, and he knew that, hey, we probably cannot stop them, right? Now, would I have kicked the onside kick there? No. Would I have given them a short 40-yard field? No. Granted, Hollis made an amazing tip catch to himself to return it down with the 3-yard line, which that was not expected, let's just be honest. But I'd rather kick the ball away and make them drive 70 yards instead of 3 yards. But in the post-game interview, Dan Campbell says he was trying to steal a possession, trying to get that onside kick, trying to make that 10-point lead or that 10-point lead down to a 7 or potentially a 3-point lead. And I see what he was trying to do. So the question that I want to ask and for you guys to answer in the comments below, did the onside kick at 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter cost the Detroit Lions the game? It did not cost them the game. I just want to be flat out serious and honest about that, guys. That onside kick did not cost them the game. What cost them the game was the missed field goal right before halftime. That could have been a big momentum shift, but they missed it. That is ultimately what cost them the game. If they could have made that field goal, it would have pulled them within, 7? Would have pulled them big momentum shift. They would have had the ball coming out in the second half. Look out, baby. A whole new ball game. But I've said it once. I've said it twice. And I'm going to say it again. Dan Campbell's risk it, no biscuit mentality is going to cost the Detroit Lions in a big game yet again. The risk it, no biscuit, dying by the sword, going for it on fourth down, all these onside kicks, yada, yada, yada. It's going to cost you, and Detroit Lions fans, you guys are going to be upset. You are going to be upset, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, I told you so. And you're going to be like, I can already hear it now. Let's say somehow, some magical way, the Detroit Lions make it to the Super Bowl. Let's say they make it to the Super Bowl and they're down by 7. Let's just say they're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs are going up and down the field nonstop. Old school Kansas City Chiefs from 2017-18 is rolling, right? It's a shootout. Dan Campbell's like, we're down by 10. There's 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We can't stop Patrick Mahomes. Let's do a onside kick. Same thing happens. I can see it now. People are like, oh, Dan Campbell, you cost us. You cost us. You cost us. This is his MO. This is his MO. Risk it, no biscuit, right? Live and die by your sword. It's going to cost you guys. And don't shoot the messenger, but I'm going to say I told you so. I'm going to say I told you so, and unfortunately, it's going to hurt. It's going to sting, but Dan Campbell's win at all costs mindset is going to affect you guys. But the onside kick did not affect you. I just want to make that perfectly clear. The onside kick at 12 minutes on fourth quarter versus the Buffalo Bills did not cost you that game. The missed field goal an hour earlier is what cost you the game. But the Buffalo Bills, top dogs in the NFL. Detroit Lions, still potentially top dogs in the NFL despite the loss, right? They're still number 1 in the NFC. The Buffalo Bills are sitting at number 2 in the AFC. Many people deem this a Super Bowl preview. We actually had a title on Friday. Super Bowl preview. It was Thursday. Super Bowl preview. Bills versus Lions. My man Mark D says, hey, Super Bowl preview is here. Let's talk about it. But guys, was this actually a Super Bowl preview? Was the Buffalo Bills versus Detroit Lions a preview of what we're going to see in February in the Big Easy in New Orleans? So let's talk about the Detroit Lions first. The Lions keep getting injured and injured and injured some more. They're starting to add up. It's a laundry list that I got to even remember half of the names anymore, right? David Montgomery is out with the MCL issue. McNeil is out with a ACL. Carlton Davis is out with a broken jaw. And that's not the whole season. That was just from Sunday. Just from Sunday, 3 more guys are probably going to go to the IR, right? Just from Sunday. And Lions fans, you guys keep acting like the injuries are not going to affect you. Next man up, next man up, next man up. Stop it. Stop it. I don't care who you are. At some point, these injuries are going to take a toll on your team. Look at my Facebook page right now, facebook.com/man-hour. Some of the fans are starting to see the reality. But these are also the same fans that said, oh, next man up, next man up, next man up, talking out both sides of your mouth. Starting to sound like my man Jameson, right? Oh, I hate the 49ers. They suck. But then he gives you all these injuries, right? The point of the matter is the Detroit Lions, you guys have a laundry list of issues. It was like 15 guys on like IR, probably now going to be more like 17 or 18 by Tuesday. Let's just be honest. They just keep adding up. The simple fact of the reality is David Montgomery, your Sonic and Knuckles duo, is broken up. McNeil was having a great season. That man was starting to tear it up. He is out. Carlton Davis, my man, broke his jaw. It's wired shut. Not only is he going to miss like 6 to 8 weeks, he's going to lose so much weight drinking through the straw. Have you guys ever had your jaw wired shut? It sucks. You lose a lot of weight. You lose a lot of injury. Now, the Buffalo Bills, they are playing some of the best football of the season. As of right now, they are the top dogs in the NFL. As of right now, nobody can stop that offense. As of right now, the defense is the key issue through the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills' biggest downfall right now is their defense. Offense is not the question. Just give Josh Allen the ball and let him do Josh Allen things. What, the man's got like 12 touchdowns in 3 games. Something ridiculous. Somebody, man, say some touchdowns for the rest of us, Josh Allen. Like, slow it down, baby. But if the offense happens to get slowed down at all, if the offense happens to get held underneath 30 points at any point of this season, they're going to lose. Their defense is that bad right now. Their defense just keeps on giving up points and points and points. Hell, I think the Rams and the Lions both just scored on them yet again. And when you look at the Buffalo Bills playoff road, if the playoffs were to start today, they play some pretty good defense. Defenses, plural, add the S on the end. The Denver Broncos, first round matchup, pretty good defense. Offense is no slouch either. They're getting better and better and better. Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the top defenses in the NFL. The Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best defenses in the NFL as well. And to get to the Super Bowl, they might have to play all 3 of those teams. So the simple answer to this question, is this a Super Bowl preview? Was this a Super Bowl preview? No, it wasn't. No, it was not, because the Buffalo Bills defense sucks, and the Detroit Lions, I think the straw has finally broke the camel's back on their injury mindset. Next man up, next man up. It is time to blow that statement up. You can only replace so many guys. Let's just be honest, guys. Let's just be flat honest. Super Bowl preview? No, I do not think so. I do not think so. Speaking of top dogs in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles, top dogs in the NFC. Or are they? Or are they? Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown have been in the news all week long right here on the Manor because of the hate they have towards each other. I use that term very, very loosely in air quotes there. The Eagles did jump out to a 17-3 lead early on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Looked like they were running away with it, but then Najee Harris fumbled the ball, more or less sealing the fates for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Eagles ultimately won that game 27-13. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles, I did have them number 1 in my power rankings 2 weeks ago. Dropped them down to number 2 because of the inner turmoil that I thought was going to be a bigger issue than what it was. Did we overreact to it? Maybe. Maybe. But the question is, guys, are the Philadelphia Eagles the best team in the NFC? Not the NFL, just the NFC. So when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, guys, they have improved to 12-2 on the season with a 10-game winning streak. Their next 3 games are versus the Washington Commanders, the Dallas Cowboys, and the New York Football Giants. All very, very winnable games, but going to be very, very tough games. Get you battle tested, get you ready for the playoffs, right? That NFC East grind is real. The Commanders, they've already beaten them once. The Cowboys, they've already beaten the Cowboys, and they've already beaten the Giants too. Let's go for a season sweep, right? When you look at the Eagles right now, they're ranked 6th in total offense, 31st in passing offense, 1st in rush offense, 1st in total defense, 2nd in pass defense, and 8th in rush defense. Guys, the Philadelphia Eagles are a very, very good team. The Philadelphia Eagles they're probably the most rounded team in the NFL. The only thing that you question about the Philadelphia Eagles in general is their passing game. But when you have the best rushing attack in the NFL with the best total defense in the NFL, it's hard to argue what they're doing. Why try to fix something that isn't broke? But are the Philadelphia Eagles the best team in the NFC? The Lions have been blasted with injuries, but they just keep on coming, right? They keep on coming. They keep on coming. Many people counted out the Detroit Lions weeks and weeks and weeks ago, months ago, but they just kept on coming. I think now you can all but count them out. Let's just be honest, as the best team in the NFC. Count them out. The Vikings. That's right, the Minnesota Vikings. They're coming in hot. 7th in pass offense, 2nd in rush defense. You got it, but Philadelphia Eagles are the best team in the NFC, guys. I don't think there's any debate about it. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are the best team in the NFC, better than the Lions. Hell, they should have been better than the Lions last week, but I was thinking, not trusting my gut, dropped them down, whatever. Learn from your mistakes. Vikings, right? They're coming in hot. They're playing good. Playing great per se. And they're playing right now on Monday Night Football, and they could be playing great right now. I don't know. I do not have the game on. Focusing right here. But maybe come Tuesday on Overreaction Tuesday, maybe we can revisit this. But right now, on Monday, 3:29 East Coast time, the Philadelphia Eagles, guys, are the best team in the NFC. It is what it is. So what do you guys think? Who do you guys think the best team in the NFC is? Now, on the other side of that coin, Pittsburgh Steelers. I had them as one of the hottest teams in the AFC. They were on an amazing little streak. They were playing hot. They were rolling out, right? Best defense. Offense was trucking along. Coach of the year, Mike Tomlin. The Pittsburgh Steelers were on cloud 9. But they ran into a buzzsaw on Sunday named the Philadelphia Eagles. That Kelly Green and Silver chopped them up and shoot them out. So the real question is, guys, were the Pittsburgh Steelers exposed on Sunday? Did the NFL expose the Pittsburgh Steelers about how bad they actually are? Did the Philadelphia Eagles come out and say, hey, Pittsburgh Steelers, you guys got a good record, but you haven't played nobody decent yet, and this is how you beat y'all? Now, when you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys, on Sunday, Russell Wilson only had 128 yards passing on Sunday. Season low, 128 yards passing. Let's take that one step further. The Pittsburgh Steelers only had 163 total yards on offense. Not in a quarter, not in a half, the whole game. 163 yards, but they still only lost 27-13. Now, I understand 27-13 is a 2-score game, right? But when you only have 163 yards and you only score 13 points, you only give up 27, that's something pretty good. That means your defense was on the field a lot. Also, on the other hand, George Pickens did not play on Sunday versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's just be honest. When George Pickens is not on the field versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, they don't have anybody that scares you. Najee Harris doesn't really scare you. Jalen Warden doesn't really scare you. Mike Williams on the bench. Van Jefferson doesn't really scare you. Russell Wilson doesn't really scare you. Let's just be honest. George Pickens being out on Sunday was a huge loss for them. Also, Najee Harris had a huge fumble that pretty much sealed the fate of the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. Let me give you another stat here. The defense missed 5 open field tackles in the flats that could have been tackles for losses that would have probably ended the drives for the Philadelphia Eagles. When you're missing tackles, when you're fumbling the ball, when your star receiver, your stud guy, your X factor on your offense is not there, the margin for victory is very, very small. Meaning that the Pittsburgh Steelers had to come out and play a perfect game to compete with the best team in the NFL in the Philadelphia Eagles. The margin of error for the Pittsburgh Steelers is very, very small for this team the way they're currently playing. When I say that, how they're currently playing is they are ranked 29th in rushing the last 3 weeks. They have a red zone scoring rate of 43%, meaning only 43% of the time they're scoring touchdowns in the red zone. That's 27th in the NFL. So basically what I'm saying is right now, they are not living and dying by the rush as they should. Their defense is keeping it real. Their defense is keeping it 100. But Mike Tomlin needs to go back to the basics, go back to the fundamentals, go back to the ground and pound. Use the 1-2 punch of Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. Use it and abuse it and use it and abuse it again. Ride it hard, put it away wet. Guys, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a very, very good team. Very, very talented team. One of the best coached teams in the NFL. When we flash back to this 2024 NFL offseason last summer, I said the quarterback play for the Pittsburgh Steelers just doesn't have to suck because they got a great defense, they got a great running game. Right now, they're not using their running game, and they're trying to get Russell Wilson to win them football games. Russell Wilson is a game manager, not a go out there, win it game type of quarterback like Joe Burrow, like Matthew Stafford, like potentially Jared Goff, right? Russell Wilson just needs to manage the game, give the ball off to Najee Harris 15, 16 times, give the ball off to Warren 10, 12, 13 times in a game, and throw about 20 to 30 passes tops in a game. This is not the Pittsburgh Steelers team that we need to see moving forward. And if we can see the team that we saw during their winning streak, we could potentially see an all Pennsylvania Super Bowl. We could see an all Pittsburgh or all Pennsylvania Super Bowl if the Pittsburgh Steelers go back to what their bread and butter is, running the ball and playing the defense. So the question is, guys, week 15, we saw the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions. We saw the Buccaneers and Chargers. We saw other games out there that could potentially be Super Bowl previews. But is this the real Super Bowl preview? Is the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles? Is this the real Super Bowl preview? Like I said, the Pittsburgh Steelers guys are a team that can get very, very hot or very, very cold like we saw on Sunday. 163 total yards. But on the bright side, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they do have the 7th ranked defense in the NFL. Guys, what travels well in the playoffs? Defense. Defense wins championships. They have the 4th ranked rush defense and the 16th overall offense. Offense is not terrible, just not great. However, they're 23rd in pass offense. They're 9th in rush offense, but 23rd in pass offense. Then when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, right, they have a pretty good offense. They're ranked 6th in total offense. 31st in passing, but 1st in rushing, which makes them 6th overall total offense. The defense, the first ranked total defense, second ranked defense in passing, right? 8th ranked in rush defense. This would be a defensive slugfest type of Super Bowl, and people would hate it. Hate it. But guys, from week 15 of all these, quote, Super Bowl previews that we saw, the Lions, Bills, Chargers, Bucks, Steelers versus Eagles. This is the most plausible Super Bowl preview that I think we've seen. If the Pittsburgh Steelers can go back to running the ball, if the Pittsburgh Steelers can go back to having Russell Wilson be a game manager and then live and die by that defense with a nice running game, keeping the Eagles off of the field, this could be a Super Bowl preview. Now, I think the Eagles would probably come out on top, but this is a very real chance that the Pittsburgh Steelers can make it to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying. So what do you guys think? Do you want to see an all-Pennsylvania Super Bowl? Do you want to see the Steelers versus Eagles? I'm sure some of you are saying, now, yuck, Eagles, boo, Steelers, yuck, 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 right? But was this a Super Bowl preview? That is the real question. That's the real question. All right, guys, it is time for hour number 2 here on the beautiful Man Hour. Man Hour NFL Talk, live, raw, uncut. This is a live interactive show today, guys. Spoiler alert, I did record this beforehand because my little man is sick, dealing with some sickness. He's down with the sickness. And I want to watch some Monday Night Football, much like you guys are probably well as well. So, normally, every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. East Coast time, we are here. We're live, raw, uncut, answering your comments, going through the comments and seeing what the people are talking about, see what the people are saying. But hour number 2, guys, is all about a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. I've been scouring the old interwebs and I've been seeing what the people are saying, and we're going to determine if this something is indeed, is it a fact or is it crap? So let's start with number 1. Let's start with the GOAT. That's right, the greatest of all time. Now, let's stop with that guy. GOAT talk, stop. Right? GOAT talk is way overused. But Patrick Mahomes, guys, is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL to date as of right now. As you guys know, on Sunday, he did he did get his ankle rolled up on Sunday in the win versus the Cleveland Browns. He has already been listed week to week with the high ankle sprain. So, guys, with this being said, is it going to be fact or is it crap? Patrick Mahomes should sit the next 3 games to get 100% healthy for the playoffs. So, guys, Patrick Mahomes has been battling ankle injuries for the last few seasons. It seems like pretty much every time right around this year, he gets that left ankle kind of rolled up and he's kind of gimpy then for the rest of the season. Last time, however, we've seen this major ankle sprain was when they played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. He got it rolled up in the AFC Championship game, and he played about 60% in that Super Bowl. The outcome probably would have been different versus Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers if he was 100% and could have moved in that Super Bowl. The Chiefs, guys, have already locked up a playoff spot, and they've already locked up the AFC West title, so therefore they are guaranteed a home game in the playoffs. Now, on the flip side of that, if they win 2 of their next 3 to end the season, they will be the number 1 overall seed. If the Buffalo Bills happen to drop 1 game versus the Jets or the Patriots moving forward, the magic number becomes 1. A lot of stuff right on that number 1 overall seed. Now, in years past, I would have been worried about the Kansas City Chiefs not getting the number 1 overall seed, home field advantage, et cetera, right? But last year, the Chiefs showed that they can win in the playoffs on the road last season. They are battle-tested. They are battle-ready. They are good to go. So, guys, fact or crap, should Patrick Mahomes sit the next 3 games and get 100% healthy in the playoffs? And I am going to go out there and I'm going to say fact. I am going to say fact because if Patrick Mahomes is not 100% in the playoffs or even 90% in the playoffs, the Kansas City Chiefs three-peat is slim to none. Let's just be honest. The Kansas City Chiefs need Patrick Mahomes at 90% or better to really have a shot at the Super Bowl in that three-peat. And with that being said, it may not be a bad thing to potentially drop down to the 3rd seed. It may not be a bad thing in particular to drop down to the 2nd seed. Now, 1st seed would be nice. Home field advantage would be nice. Do not get that twisted. I would love to have home field advantage. I would love the Kansas City Chiefs to go 15-2 for the rest of the season. I would love it. But the simple fact of the matter is, a healthy Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs is a very bad man. A very dangerous man. A man that many people cannot stop. Most people cannot stop. Hell, I don't think anybody can stop him. A healthy Patrick Mahomes. The only time a healthy Patrick Mahomes has been stopped in the playoffs was by Tom Brady in 2018 in the AFC Championship game, when D Ford line up offsides. I'm just saying. But guys, factor crap, should he sit? He should sit. He should sit. These 3 games in 11 days is absolutely stupid, absolutely asinine, right? Sit down there and get healthy. Because I think the backup, Carson Wentz, a good, viable backup. He's won a Super Bowl, hasn't he? He has proved himself that he can win a lot of football games. He has not done with the Kansas City Chiefs, but he has proved that he is very, very valuable for the Philadelphia Eagles and other teams that he has been a part of, minus the Colts. But I think Carson Wentz and the Kansas City Chiefs can beat the Houston Texans on Saturday. I think Carson Wentz and the Houston Texans can beat the Pittsburgh Steelers on Christmas Day. I just think so. Give them those two games off. Let them come back versus the Broncos Week 18. Whoop that ass. Knock the Broncos out of the playoffs. Losing to the Chargers and whoever they play after that, and then the Chiefs. Wouldn't that be sweet? But guys, it is fact. I think Patrick Mahomes should sit at least 2 games moving forward to get himself 100% ready for the playoffs. But guys, factor crap. Should Patrick Mahomes sit out the rest of the season, get ready for the playoffs? Moving on. Next up here on the factor crap day, David Montgomery is the newest line on the injury report. He has a MCL issue and more testing is still to come. I do not know the whole scope of the MCL issue, but everything is pointing to where basically saying that at his torn end, he will be missing the rest of the season. So guys, factor crap. Is this the one injury that the Detroit Lions cannot overcome? Guys, the Detroit Lions, let's just be honest, have been the most injured team in the NFL this season. And they just lost 3 more key guys on Sunday versus the Buffalo Bills. Montgomery, Carlton Davis, and McNeil, right? Big defensive losses in the course offense as well. Montgomery is a part of the 1-2 punch, Sonic and Knuckles, that the Detroit Lions have been relying on most of the season. So far this season, he has 775 yards rushing so far this season. And he averages 4.2 yards a carry. With Montgomery and Gibbs in the backfield, the Detroit Lions have the 4th-ranked rushing offense in the NFL, averaging 151 yards per game. On the other side of that, guys, the Detroit Lions do have the 4th-ranked passing offense in the NFL as well. But, as you guys know, a good rushing game opens up the passing game, allowing Jared Goff to average 243 yards per game for the 4th-ranked passing offense. Spoiler alert, Lions have the 2nd best offense in the NFL. So guys, fact or crap, this is the one injury, David Montgomery, that the Lions cannot overcome. And I've been going back and forth on this, right? I've been going back and forth on it because they still do have Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. They still have Jared Goff. They still have all that core offense is still together. The 2nd-ranked offense in the NFL, I might add. But this is a fact, guys. This is a true fact. As David Montgomery is the number 2 to Gibbs, having a 1-2 punch in the NFL backfield is a game changer. Every successful team this season has a 1-2 punch in the backfield. Even Saquon Barkley has his yin to his yang, right? Kenneth Gainwell. Even Derrick Henry has a yang to his yang. Lamar Jackson. Even Kareem Hunt has his yang to his yang. Jay Pacheco. Even the Pittsburgh Steelers have a 2-headed monster, Najee Harris and Warren. Guys, the NFL has evolved to a two-back system. Let's just be honest. Running backs are a dime a dozen, right? But when you have two high-profile running backs like the Detroit Lions do, and they use them and abuse them, losing one of those guys is going to take a big, big hit. One of the reasons is because when you are fresh in the backfield, you can keep running at you over and over and over again. I'm not looking to juke you and run you out of bounds. I'm looking to run your ass over because I know, hey, Gibbs has got my back. When you have a two-headed back monster in the backfield, it keeps the defense guessing and it keeps the running back fresh. This is a huge tool in your toolbox moving forward. Now, I want to preface this by, if this injury is just a sprained MCL, if it's a grade 1 sprain or grade 2 sprain, and he's only going to miss 4 weeks, right? Miss the next 3 weeks, and going into the playoffs, he'll be 100%. That will be a game changer. Getting him back for the playoffs will indeed be a great thing, and the season will not be all for a lot. But if he is going to miss the rest of the season, the Super Bowl is gone. If he is going to miss the rest of the season, you might see a 2-game losing streak out of the Detroit Lions. Let's just be honest. I could see an epic collapse by the Detroit Lions this season with David Montgomery being gone, with all the other injuries, right? Now, if it was just David Montgomery, you still had your defense intact, totally different ballgame, right? We could see Philadelphia Eagles guys 2.0 with this most recent injury. But the ball's in your guys' court. Fact or crap? Is this latest injury, David Montgomery to the Detroit Lions, the one injury that they cannot overcome? Fact or crap? Move it up. Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor had gone head-to-head. Go round and round and round. Where it stops, nobody knows. But the Bengals did get the win over the Tennessee Titans on Sunday, keeping their slim playoff hopes alive. However, late in the game, camera caught Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor having a very heated discussion. Let's just say it was very animated. It was very one-sided. Joe Burrow was ripping Zach Taylor's ass. Let's just call it spade a spade. But guys, fact or crap? Zach Taylor will be out as Cincinnati Bengals head coach next season. Before we talk about Zach Taylor, guys, let's talk about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow should be the league MVP if his team was doing a little bit better. Joe Burrow has been putting up crazy numbers most of the season. He has just under 4,000 yards passing going into Week 16, a 70% completion percentage, 36 touchdowns to just 8 interceptions, and a QBR of 74, which is third in the NFL. But the Bengals are sitting at 6-8 on the season. But they have broke 30 points 7 times this season, and 4 of those times they have been losses. On the other hand, however, going into Week 16, they're on a 2-game winning streak. They still only have a 6% chance of making the playoffs, but hey, things are clicking. Things are looking good. 2-game winning streak. Look out. Here we come, baby. But they will need to win out, and the Broncos or Chargers need to lose for them to get in. But let's talk about Zach Taylor. Guys, fact or crap, will Zach Taylor be out as Cincinnati Bengals head coach next season? This is 100% fact. Zach Taylor has to go. He has to go. You are literally wasting the career of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and the rest of that team. Henderson, name it, he is wasting it. Zach Taylor is just not a very good coach. I'm calling it how I see it. He is just not a very good coach. Not a very good rah-rah guy. Not a very good X's and O guy. Not a very good guy of keeping the stuff in-house, right? Yes, I understand he did take the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl back in 2021. They lost it, but he took them there, right? But since then, the following season, they did go 12-4. They did win the AFC North. They did win a wild card game and a divisional game, but they ultimately lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Since then, they were 9-8 last season, missed the playoffs. Right now, they're 6-8 on the verge of missing the playoffs. And before this Super Bowl run, he was 2-14 in 2019. He was 4-11-1 in 2020. And he's an overall losing head coach in the NFL, sitting at 43-52-1. Not only has Zach Taylor lost his players, lost the locker room this season. He is losing fans. Fans are calling for his head since, I don't know, week 5, week 6. Hell, week 1 when they lost to the Patriots, many of the Bengals fans were like, fire him now. And it seems to me that he's losing faith in himself. He was letting Joe Burrow berate him on the sidelines, tear him up and down, right? And Joe Burrow has been flat honest. Yeah, I played bad, but our team sucks. Like, as a head coach, you cannot let players talk to you like that. Guys, fact or crap, will Zach Taylor be the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals next season? I think it is crap. Let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. Is it fact or is it crap? Zach Taylor will be out as Cincinnati Bengals head coach next season. I think that is a fact. What do you guys think? Fact or crap? Moving on. Washington Commanders. They back on track. Washington Commanders beat the Saints because the Saints went for a 2-point conversion because they had nothing to live for. They ultimately lost 20-19. But in that game, the Washington Commanders gave up 6 sacks. These were non-blitz sacks. These were just straight 4-man pressure sacks. 6 of them. When we look at the Washington Commanders, guys, I think they're Fugazi. Fugazi merch over at manhourradio.com. Pick you up some. But guys, fact or crap? Are the Commanders the worst winning team, the worst winning team in the NFL? A winning team is a team that's over 500. A team that has more wins than they do losses. Are they the worst winning team in the NFL? And when you look at the Washington Commanders, guys, they're sitting at 9-5 on the season. They will have a winning season this year. Sitting at 9-5. Fresh off of the win over the Saints last Sunday, 20-19. When they pretty much all but gave that game away. Was it Herner for the Saints was a quarterback? He was 4 for 10 for like 60 some odd yards. Insert Spencer Rattler ended up with like 160-yard passing in the fourth quarter alone, bending over the Washington Commanders and saying, bad baby, bad baby, bad baby. But the Commanders have won 2 games in a row over the Titans and over the Saints. The win over the Titans broke their 3-game losing streak versus the Steelers, Eagles, and Cowboys. Let's flash back to October. Hell, early November. The Commanders were the talk of the town. The Commanders were on a roll. The Commanders were going to the Super Bowl. Dan Quinn, Coach of the Year. Jane Daniels, Rookie of the Year. Yada, yada. Guys, look out for the Commanders. They're running the East. But then I'm like, right? They won 4 in a row. Hell, they won 7 of 8 before the Pittsburgh Steelers game. But in those wins, they played the Giants. Bad team. They played the Bengals. Even more bad team. They played the Cardinals. Okay. Decent team at that time. Still a bad team. They played the Browns. A horrible team. But then they lost to the Ravens. And then they beat then they beat the Panthers. At that point, the Panthers were a very, very bad team. They're much better now, but at that point, they're bad. And then they beat the Bears on a Hail Mary, and then they beat the Giants yet again. So far this season, guys, the Washington Commanders are 0-4 versus playoff teams. 0-4 versus playoff teams. So they're 9-5 on the season and 0-4 versus playoff teams. They have the 18th ranked pass offense and 28th ranked rush defense. So, guys, fact or crap, are the Commanders the worst winning team in the NFL? It is a fact. It is a fact. Because at this point, guys, the Washington Commanders are playing for their playoffs lives. Let's just be honest. They have to win out to pretty much make the playoffs. Now, they do have an 82% chance to make the playoffs, but they do play the Eagles, Falcons, and Cowboys to end the season. The Falcons will be battling for the playoff lives. They're going to give you all you can get and plus some. The Dallas Cowboys still have a shot at the playoffs. If the Cowboys win out and you lose out and you're playing the Cowboys week 18, battling for that playoff spot, I'm giving the edge to the Cowboys. Let's just be honest. So they have a tough schedule moving forward. They got the Eagles, Falcons, and Cowboys. All very, very losable games. They will be tough games. 2 divisional games and the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, the Falcons are not very good right now, but they'll be battling. Guys, it is a fact the Washington Commanders are the most overhyped, overrated team in the NFL right now. Not just the winning teams, just not the losing teams. In the entire NFL, they're the most overhyped and underperforming team in the NFL. I understand winning 7 of 8 is nice. I like that. Nobody expected a lot out of the Washington Commanders. Hell, I had them at 7 wins. Right now, they're already at 9. We had my man Michael Burlew on back in July. I think he had him about 7 wins as well. Nobody really had faith in the Washington Commanders, but damn it, did people jump on that bandwagon? They rode it hard. They rode that bandwagon hard and they put it away wet. Guys, this is a fact. They are an underperforming team the second half of the season. They are going to be a one and done in the playoffs, even if they make the playoffs. But guys, fact or crap, are the Washington Commanders the worst of the winning teams in the NFL with the winning record? What do you guys think? But guys, that is going to be it for today's show. Nice little hour show there. Been live, raw, uncut as always. We'll be back at 9 p.m. East Coast time, back with the live comments. I'll like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But guys, it is Christmas time, so sometimes we might do a little pre-recorded show. Sometimes we might do a little bit of live show. You never know. You never know what's going to happen here on the Man Hour, but do know that I will be here every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Whether it's a pre-recorded show, whether it's a live show, either way, it's live, it's raw, and it's uncut, straight up from the top of the dome. We out.